Hello and welcome back to another video on this channel. We are already in March. I'm pretty psyched that it's springtime. Upstate New York has been freaking cold and I'm done with it. And more than that, we are in Pisces season. We are moving into Aries season by the end of March. And as an Aries, that is exciting to me. So let's see what March has in store for you. We're going to be looking at the themes of this month for you specifically. What is the overarching thing that you are going to be dealing with? And then we're going to separate it out into thirds of the month. So from the 1st to the 10th, the 11th to the 20th, and then the 21st to the 31st. We do this every month. You know the drill by now. Before we do that, the rest of the drill is let's go through all my announcements. I am still doing the giveaway. So once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I am giving away prizes, and the prizes are going to be readings. They're going to be tarot, astrology, numerology, some Reiki, even if you want, maybe it'll be your choice. I'm still working on the details, but I just know that I'm really excited to meet some of you guys and I'm excited to give some readings to you. Another announcement, make sure that you continue sending me your chart and whatever questions you have for the cosmic guidance segment that is coming on this channel. I am so excited to start reading some charts here and getting to the nitty-gritty of your questions of what you want to know about your personal astrology. If you haven't already, and if you want to, make sure that you do subscribe to my newsletter. I send out an email once a month, just once a month on the 1st of every month, which has all of my announcements, any new offerings that I've got, any discounts. I have a crystal of the month, which is discounted, so any candle with that crystal on it is on sale. And lastly, a reminder about my astrology referral system. If you refer somebody to me and they get an astrology booking, then you also get 20% off of your next astrology booking. That is pretty much all of my announcements that I have this week. It's pretty short. We're keeping it minimal. And yeah, I've got your piles on the table. Let's get started. I'm excited. Happy March.
All right, pile 1, you've got this reflection oracle card. Pile 2, you've got visionary. And pile 3, you've got ritual.
All right, so pile number 1, we have got your reflection card here. And we're going to start off by looking at the themes of this month for you. What is happening in March for you as a general theme, an overview of all the lessons that you'll be learning throughout the month, of all the rewards you'll be reaping as well. And we're going to start off with the Curious Creatures deck. Here we go. What are the themes for pile 1's March? Okay. Here we go. We've got 3 cards that jumped right on out. So the first card that jumped out, and that's why I waited, is because some people are afraid of this card and it doesn't want to come up. We got the Death card. This is the major theme for March for you. A lot of March is going to be about release and letting go and the endings of some habits or even some relationships or any sort of cycles that you've been taking a part in or participating in. Those need to sort of die off. They need to end out. Just make sure that you are checking in with yourself, right? Reflecting. We picked this reflection card, making sure that everything you do is aligned with who you want to be. And that is the most important advice that I can give to you for this March. It's a big month for you to let go of the old, and some of that stuff may surprise you as to what really needs to be let go of. We also got the King of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. This King of Pentacles makes me feel like there's going to be a stubbornness or an unwillingness to let go of all of it. There's going to be a want to hold on to some of it. I can only tell you that you are being told to let go. And as painful as it may feel to go through the journey of letting go, it's less painful than if you were to hold on to it and then realize in a more painful way how it doesn't serve you anymore. So I think this month, it's a really good time for you to reflect on all of the things that you think do serve you, and then make a list of all of the things that really don't serve you anymore that you are holding on to. What can you afford to let go of? What are you comfortable letting go of? Versus those things that make you feel like you absolutely need them. I feel like there could be some toxicity in your family or in relationships, or even some toxic behavior that you're exhibiting towards yourself that really needs to be diminished and needs to be shut down. Pisces season, which the beginning of March is going to be Pisces season until about March 20th or so. Pisces has a tendency to sacrifice the self for the greater good, right? For the idea that things could be perfect for everyone if I just quiet my needs. And I think it's important for you not to quiet your needs, to really allow yourself to fight for what you want. Okay. And maybe what you want right now isn't going to be what you want next month or next year or even tomorrow, right? So making sure that you reflect very honestly and openly to yourself on a daily basis, if you can, what it is that you do want, what is most aligned with you, what you feel serves you, how you feel like you are of service to others without completely losing sight of the self. So let's look at the first third of the month, right? We went on quite the tangent there. I need to pick a deck. So we're going to do the Love is Pride Tarot here. The first third of March, so from the 1st to the 10th. My goodness, come on, buddies. There's one. And we've got this one that jumped out right away. The first third of this month, and I don't feel like there's very much that needs to come out because that deck didn't jump out very much at me. The first third of March, you've got the 6 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. I feel like the 6 of Wands, not this one in particular, but the 6 of Wands, has been coming up a lot lately. So ask yourself if you are feeling seen, if you're feeling heard, if you're feeling validated, right? If you are feeling like you have support, if you have a support system. And then you've got this Knight of Swords too. So really charging forward with your beliefs. It's important for you to speak up for yourself in the first third of March. I don't know how the Leo full moon was for you, but maybe reflect back on that. How you've been dealing with Leo energy, how you've been maybe uncomfortable with the idea of being seen, with shining brightly. Maybe go back and see, if you journal, like go back and see what was going on for you during the Leo full moon. Are you comfortable being seen? Are you comfortable shining? It's almost the juxtaposition of all of this color is saying you are here to be bright. You are here to be seen and to exclaim. But for you, you almost feel like what's in your head is more valuable than what the whole package, right? And so sometimes that can mean like your mental health or your anxiety has more power over your just existence and your being and your inspiration and your excitement, right? So really speaking up, speaking from the mind, because there's definitely beautiful assets there in the brain and the mind. You have mental capacities that could really be used in coincidence with the rest of your being, with you being able to express yourself openly. I really do see the 6 of Wands as a Leo card because it is her show right now. She gets to be proud of who she is and celebrate her value, celebrate her worth, her innate worth, not through doing anything for others, not through serving others, just by being. She recognizes she is worthy of love, of respect. So that's something for you to notice in the first third of March. Okay. Second third of March, the 11th to the 20th. Let's see. Sometimes these cards take a little while. All right, we've got the King of Cups and we've got the Fool 2.0. I feel like there's a second chance. There's a second chance sometime in the middle of March. I feel like there's a lesson that you've been learning. It could be something that you've talked through in therapy or talked through with your friends, those who are really supporting you through whatever emotional journey you're going through. I feel like there's a second chance for you to learn the lesson that you are being given right now. This Fool 2.0, there's 2 Fools in this deck, and this one has gone through the entire journey already. He's gone through all of the majors, he's finished the Fool, and then he's starting again. So be willing to start over again, even though you know what is in store, right? The Fool, the first Fool in this deck, has no idea what's in store. He's just willing to jump off the ledge and know that he's supported. This Fool 2.0 has a little bit more wisdom under his belt, and he knows, or she or they know, that should they choose to jump, there are consequences and there are responsibilities. So something about that, there's bravery that's really coming up for you in the second third of March. All right, the last third of March. Let's see, let's use this crystal tarot. Last third of March, so this is the 21st to the 31st. Let's see what you got. Oh my goodness. All right, well, we'll start with these. We've got the Empress and the 5 of Cups. So the Empress is, I create what I choose naturally and with joy. That is beautiful. And this Five of Cups, I will move forward when the time is right. So something about the last third of March is asking you to slow down, reflect within, and make sure that you are making the right decisions. And I want to be less vague about that, but I think that's really all you need to hear, that this Fool 2.0 is ready to jump in, take that second chance, and maybe that is an opportunity for you to assess maybe you shouldn't do that thing again. I'm thinking specifically, like, say you broke up with somebody, the first time around the relationship didn't go very well, the ending wasn't well, you know, you had to put in a lot of effort just to even try and get that second chance. Now that second chance is being offered to you. Are you going to take it? And if you are, why? Have real reasons as to why you think this time is better. And that can relate to any point in your life. I was just trying to get that point across, that if it's not a partner, it could be work, it could be your own spiritual relationship to self, it could be family relationships, it could be a relationship to your femininity, it could be literally anything. But that second chance, it's good that you're being given the second chance, but do you actually want to take it? Is it worth trying? Do you think it would actually serve you? Going back to, does this serve me? So again, you picked this card, reflection. It's really important for you to be completely honest with yourself, to look in the mirror and say those words to yourself that you've been denying. All right, we're going to pick some tea leaf fortune cards. Ooh, and one just want to jump right off or fall. We've got bird, perched, waiting for news, package, letter. So definitely the feeling of waiting, of something in the works, something a little slower that we don't really have control over rushing. Let's see, two of these. So we got owl, good advice from a wise person, and leg, stepping into a new experience. These were both right on top of this Fool 2.0, that second part of March for you. So something about getting advice from a wise person and what? Stepping into a new experience. Stepping into it, right? Not leaping, stepping into it methodically and practically with an understanding of what you are signing up for. I think that is kind of the most important thing. March could be an amazing month, especially because this last third is when the sun goes into Aries. So we're all going to feel this like dynamic excitement to move forward and take action and be bold. And I don't want to deter you from making movements or moving forward at all. But I think any movement forward that you decide on doing needs to come from a place of understanding that this is the right thing for you to do, not just because you're excited and you want to do it. All right, that was your reading for the month ahead for March. I hope that was helpful. I hope that resonated. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing, what resonated, what didn't. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye. All right, so pile 2, I have got your visionary card here. It's such a beautiful angelic card. How sweet. But also that she has such a sense of adventure too, you know, so it's very internal, but she's definitely looking externally for this like excitement of the future of what it's going to bring her. So let's start with what the major themes of March are going to be for you. Right off the bat, we got this Three of Cups. Your relationships to women, your relationship to your own femininity, possibly. Even if you're a man, there's some sort of inner femininity there. If you have any sort of spiritual side, you are connected to the divine feminine as well. But mostly just your, I think, a major theme for you, and I'm going to stick it with just that because I'm actually being told that that is enough. Major theme for you this month is having a support network and having people that support you, but that you are also giving support to, right? We need to make sure that we're not taking advantage and that we are not being taken advantage of by others. So bringing joy, bringing celebration, bringing support of others and boosting them up for the sake of boosting them up, for the sake of putting that kindness, that compassion, that happiness into the world, so that then you know that that's going to come back around to you, right? So acts of kindness are going to be really important for you this March. Giving and getting, right? So I feel like there's a lot of like karmic cycle energy going on here, that what you put out is what you are going to receive too. So that's going to be really important for you for March. Let's see, the first third of March. What have we got? This is, oh my gosh, oh, I'm not doing that. So we've got the 1st to the 10th. I'm just going to shuffle from this big old pile that fell out. The 1st to the 10th of March. Let's see. We are still in Pisces season for the 1st to the 10th. This deck doesn't want to come out to play. So what I'll do is I'll pull from this Pride Tarot. And jumped out immediately. Wow. I think there's a lack of self-confidence. And this first third of March is really going to show it. Yes. Wow. So we've got this King of Wands. I don't normally read reversals at all unless it's extremely apparent. And to me, this was pretty apparent. So it was the King of Wands reversed. For the sake of clarity, I'll have it here. The King of Wands speaks of assertiveness, of being assured in the self. And I instantly got the sense that there is a lack of self-confidence within you. It could be a lack of confidence in yourself, but also a lack of confidence in who you now have as your support system. That you do not foresee that they will be as supportive of you as you feel like you need. And that you are possibly very quick to support others and to boost them up, but you don't get that in reciprocation, and that has taught you over time that you don't deserve that reciprocation. And so I think it's important for you to wipe away some of that work, because you do deserve that. Your innate being deserves to be boosted and deserves to be supported. As long as you are spreading kindness, kindness should come to you. So I do feel like the first third of March, we're working with a self-confidence issue. Maybe not feeling very assertive with the self, maybe not feeling like we can speak up for ourselves. And then the other card we got was the Tower. Sudden changes happening in early March. This is still Pisces season, so wherever Pisces is in your chart, I would just ask you to check that out. Maybe comment below where Pisces is in your chart, because this is what's really being illuminated for you. And Pisces can't forget about the self because they tend to escape their own consciousness, and they tend to run their everything out of their subconsciousness. So I think it's important for you to really step into your consciousness this 3rd of March and be aware and stay alert for any sudden changes that are coming your way, because the way that you respond to those changes is going to be really telling of how the rest of your month is going to go. And I say respond because you cannot judge your first reaction. Your first reaction is what you have been trained to do through, behaviors, through your formative years, through any sort of trauma response or any sort of coping mechanisms. That's always going to be your first reaction. The second that you are able to recognize it as a reaction and say, but what do I actually feel about this sudden change? Or who do I want to be in this moment? And then just be that person. That's simply how it works. That's simply how you become a better version of yourself, is you say, who do I want to be? And that is who I'm going to be. So in the face of change, how are you going to muster up the courage to respond responsibly and actively without fear responses or trauma responses or giving into the trigger of it all? Just allowing yourself to accept the changes that come your way, despite them possibly being fear-provoking. So, the 2nd, 3rd of March. Let's see, from the 11th to the 20th. What have you got? There we go. We've got some cards falling out now of this deck. 2nd, 3rd. We've got Temperance, which the crystal is blue calcite. It says, I find clarity through calm. You have got the 2 of Swords. Whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. That is going to be so important. Trusting yourself, trusting your response. I think it's going to be really important for you to train yourself out of giving into your first reaction. These guys really don't want to be seen, which means I'm going to read them. We got the 2 of Wands. I focus on what I want and I make it happen. The Wheel of Fortune, I trust whatever the universe brings me. And the Magician, I manifest perfectly what I desire. There is such a need or a desire, a want to run away from your own power. And I am telling you right now, this is a reaction to you being told that you cannot have power, that you are not allowed to have authority over others. You absolutely are allowed to have authority over yourself and not to give in to what other people have trained you to believe about how powerful or not powerful you can be. I feel like there's this really big shift that's going to happen for you, especially between Pisces season and Aries season. So the last 3rd of March, we'll see what those cards are in a minute. I find clarity through calm. that again, there's such a trigger response to the Tower, to these stumbling, foundation crumbling moments, that we instantly go to our most toxic versions of ourselves. And you are being asked, you are being nudged and pushed to find the clarity through calmingly observing these changes that happen to you. Surprise yourself, and that could even be your Tower moment. It doesn't have to be that your house is going to burn down. It's not going to. But your Tower moment could be that you have a whole new way of seeing how you can respond to things, and that could really change could really snowball into some really beautiful healing. So whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. There's a lot here about what you choose to do, about what you want, about what you decide, and how you move forward with your decisions. So really trusting yourself in that moment. All right, let's see this last third of March. This guy wants to come out. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, putting in the hard work. Yes. The Six of Pentacles, equal exchange, and the Seven of Pentacles. Wow. All right, so you got the 6, 7, and 8 of Pentacles. There's some real growth. Like, you can almost see the arc of your story as we come to the end of March. Once we shift into Aries season, this is really going to be a solid and stable time for you to experiment with the shift of self-perception. I don't know if that made sense to anybody else, but the shift of self-perception is really coming through. How do you see yourself? And what work can you put in to make sure that you see your value? Work that you can put in is Pentacles. Seeing your value is Pentacles. And we've got 6, 7, 8. Going from this, we've got this 6. Going from always giving, maybe not always receiving as much as you give, to finally seeing that you have worth, and then actually putting and investing you into you. So investing in yourself. That's going to be really important, is investing in your worth, investing in yourself. Let me know in the comments where Aries is in your chart, and Pisces. Just because I feel like this Aries season is going to be a really, like, it's going to have a growth spurt. That's what I keep feeling. And every time that I think about March and Aries season in particular, I feel like this energy of a growth spurt. Like, all of a sudden we grow 3 feet tall in middle school or something. And it's just like, what do I do with all of this new power or control or self-love that I've gained? And so it might be a little bit scary, right? That Tower, it could be a little bit like, what the heck am I doing with all of this, and why is this happening to me? Is definitely something you could ask yourself during March. But it really is about settling into your confidence, finding that confidence, making sure that if you don't have the support system to do this, that you are supporting yourself. Relationships with women, relationships to yourself are really coming through, almost like you see multiple versions of yourself and you turn into different versions of yourself with depending on who you're with. And it's important for you to blend all of those together and to choose who you want to be and to then be that person. All right, we're going to pick some of these tea leaf fortune cards, and then we're going to call it. Oh, hello. We got Shark. Take care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. That was on top of the 3 of Cups. So maybe beware of any of the friends. Maybe loaning money isn't a great idea to your friends right now. Let's see. Ooh, so this guy. We've got Ladder, climbing towards success. Yes, that is so. That's 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles. And then we've got Bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. That is your March, pile 2. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments below where Aries is in your chart. I want to know. And if this resonated. And I'm sending you all my love. See you guys next time. Bye. All right. So pile 3, we have got your ritual card here. So maybe you are seeking some sort of spiritual ritual in your life, or maybe just any sort of ritual, any sort of stability throughout your days. So we are going to look at the themes of this March for you. What is the major theme that you are dealing with this March? We're going to keep shuffling. There we go. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So, wow. Oh my gosh. We've got the High Priestess. Being in touch with yourself. I think of the High Priestess as the babysitter that sits in the corner and observes what you do, right? Letting you do the things so that you learn what works and what doesn't. And this high priestess, beyond just that analogy, is asking you to trust your insight. It is asking you, she is asking you to trust that you know what is best for you, that you know the ritual that you need. I almost feel like if this is sort of about a spiritual development for you, you need to experiment. You can't go looking elsewhere for people to tell you what you're supposed to do. It's about finding an individual practice that really resonates with you. We also got this Page of Swords. So starting with new ideas, maybe going into schooling in some regard, even if that's sort of self-schooling, taking in new information, accepting that information, accepting a new way of seeing things and learning about things, right? Being really open and moving around quickly. March is going to be a fast-moving month for you. There's going to be a lot of activity. There's going to be a lot of information. And then we've got the Tower card. So I feel like there could be a lot of anxiety that comes with all of this movement, right? If you don't handle chaos well, or if you don't handle change and flittiness, and I just think of like, this is a hummingbird. I think of the hummingbird's wings. If you don't handle that sort of quickness well, this month could be a tough one for you. So really consider the best practices that have always made you feel good. What kind of meditation feels right for you? What kind of sitting down, reflecting, calling friends, like what works for you on a regular basis that instantly makes you feel like you're living with a little more purpose, that you are feeling more aligned with who you are. So we are going to pick some cards for the first third of March. This guy, the Queen of Wands. Let's see what else. The Ace of Wands and the Moon. Okay, so those are both very fiery cards, and then we've got that watery moon. The moon is really playing into that high priestess and also the tower energy. So make sure that you have practices set in place for when you are feeling a little bit more emotionally overwhelmed, or like maybe you can't handle what's coming at you right now. Notice what patterns you are feeding into. And also, again, sit in your innate intuitive abilities. You know what's best for you. So make sure that you really sit in confidence with that too. That Queen of Wands, she knows what's best for her and she's fiery about it. The moon knows what's best for her, but she's going to sit within for a little while before she allows other people to recognize it. I think it's important for you to show to other people that you do know what you want. And we've got this Ace of Wands. I think there are a lot of new beginnings in the beginning of March 1st to March 10th. This is where we're looking right now. I don't know if I said that. And there's sort of this, like a vague mountain for you to climb. Like there's some sort of goal that you do feel is a little out of reach, but I feel like there are small goals before you hit that big goal. And so make sure that you're focusing on those small goals and not to make yourself feel small for reaching for the small goals. Make yourself feel accomplished when you achieve those goals. So goal-oriented first third of March for sure. Let's see, second third of March from the 11th to the 20th. We've got the Ten of Swords, so a lot of mental stimulation, the Knight of Pentacles, and what we're trying to hide from, the Three of Cups. Cool. So the second third of March, we've got the Ten of Swords. I see the truth in this ending. And the Knight of Pentacles, I deserve financial security. So that's really interesting. That does speak to the Tower. The Tower speaks of endings, and it also speaks of security. So where are you maybe not feeling so safe right now? I know this says financial, but I think just the idea of security really wanted to come through. That Page of Swords making us feel like we don't know what's next. It's feeling frantic, it's feeling chaotic, and the Tower also feeling chaotic. The High Priestess is asking you to calm down in the face of chaos. So what about security are you not feeling like you have right now? And that Ten of Swords, I see the truth in this ending. How can you end your beliefs on security if they don't serve you anymore? And then what we didn't want to see, because it jumped right away off the table, we got the Three of Cups. The crystal for this is aquamarine. I embrace joyful opportunities. What about joy are you pushing away? Are you pushing it away? Are you indulging only in joyful opportunities? Are you not taking life seriously enough? And that can really I say that because that ritual idea of like, maybe you are seeking some sort of focus or some sort of order, and, you know, maybe you're drinking too much or partying too much, or, you know, you're taking part in behavior that you don't really approve of. And so then you're kind of feeding yourself this fun little shame cycle. So it's all about seeing the truth in this ending, allowing it to end. You are the one in control of this mental spiral ending. Embracing joyful opportunities. I want you to reflect. I want you to write in a journal or even on your phone or something. And the question is, do I embrace and welcome joyful opportunities? And answer that honestly, just for yourself. You could even leave it in the comments if you really want to. You know, open conversation, open a raw and vulnerable conversation with other people. I always think that's really beautiful. So, and this could be a part of a ritual that you start to really participate in. All right, the last third of March, from the 21st to the 31st, we've got these 3 cards. We've got the Fool. This is the first Fool, jumping into the unknown, not being afraid, welcoming the potentiality of the universe. The 6 of Wands and Strength, and these are both very Leo cards to me. So if you have Leo in your chart, let me know. And look at where Leo is in your chart, because if maybe the full moon in Leo had something to do with, you know, what you're dealing with right now. So the last third of March, we're finally in Aries season. The sun has entered Aries. We're excited. We're energized. We're bold. We're courageous. We are thinking about ourselves. And I see a lot of excitement. I see it's so fiery. It's so, I think there's even a comfort with some of the chaos by the end of March, which is kind of reassuring to know, because once you get the Tower as any sort of theme for a large chunk of time, I tend to be like, okay, where's my Tower moment? When is it happening, kind of thing. So to know that by the end of March you've gained comfort with this Tower, I think is really reassuring. So just something to note for you there. This Fool is really beautiful. I do really like him. He just jumps out into a field of weeds off a cliff. He's feeling safe. He even left a feather on the cliff. So something about really jumping into that Aries season. Allow Aries season to take you a little bit. Allow it to move you. Allow yourself to move into that energy, right? Like really high energy, and let that work for you instead of internalizing all of that high energy and just spiraling in your own body, right? With restlessness, anxiety, worry. There's strength in stealing that Aries energy for yourself. And I want to say stealing, like, yes, steal it. If that's what makes you feel like you are really taking charge, steal that Aries energy. And the 6 of Wands, focus on you. The last third of March really is about you focusing on you and you focusing on what you are diving into, right? No looking at what other people are doing or what other people are thinking you should do. Just do what you want, right? Just like be bold and courageous in that sense. All right, we're going to pick some cards from the tea leaf fortune cards. We've got Fire, Strong Emotion, Passionate Love or Hate. And that was on top of the Fool. So maybe a new love, new romance happening at the end of March. Passionate romance. Feed into it. Live it, experience it. We've got Egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. And that was right on top of the Ace of Wands that we were talking about. Setting yourself for the little goals, making sure that you have little goals, not just the huge, possibly unattainable right now goals. And then these two, we've got Door, opportunities are waiting for you, and Wealth. Wow. And that was right on top of the 3 of Cups, which was I embrace joyful opportunities. So really, I would push you to do that reflection. Do I embrace and welcome joyful opportunities? And if not, why not? All right, so pile 3, that was your March reading. The table has a lot of cards on it right now. I'm sending you guys a lot of love. Let me know in the comments what's going on, what resonated, where Aries is in your chart. I definitely want to know that. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.